Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Dominic, and you're watching the Zeros to Hero series, where I invite the lowest rated applicants to my M+ runs for fun. I've done quite a bit of gearing since I've hit 70, so I'll show you all of that, and then we'll get started with the M+ runs. I bought a piece of gear from normal Amirdrasil from the Plunderstorm vendor. You can only do this once per account. I figured I may as well use it on Akai. We got a shiny sword from it, so that's nice. I then crafted every possible slot of gear using enchanted Whelpling's Dreaming Crests, the ones I farmed while I was waiting in queue for normal Dragonflight dungeons while leveling. After that, I did the Dream Surge weekly quest in order to use the token you get on a 428 ring. It was Tuesday while I was recording all of this, so I went and did the Emerald Dream weekly quest, or rather quests, but I didn't get anything useful. On Wednesday, I redid all the weeklies in hopes of getting more tier pieces, and I got a belt and 2 pairs of pants, one of which was 450. Once I got the quest to kill Farak from the Emerald Dream quest chain, I started doing LFR. The only piece of gear I got from the entire LFR was a curio from the last boss, which I turned into a chest piece. After completing the entirety of the Emerald Dream questline, I was able to get to Renown 14 thanks to the 100% bonus rep I get up to Renown 10. This is from having another character at a higher Renown level. With Renown 14, I was able to buy the Champion tier helmet from the rep vendor, and along with the gloves you can get at Renown 7, this was 4 pieces of tier. Legs from weeklies, chest from LFR curio, gloves, and helmet from rep. With all that done, I then picked up the Emissary quest and started my Zeros to Hero adventure with a +2 Galakrond's Fall. Back to live commentary, Vlad. So for this series, what I have to do is I have to show you which people I invite, because otherwise I could just be lying about inviting the lowest rated people that apply. I think this will be particularly important early on here because there won't be many applicants for +2 keys, I think, because +2 keys are just so freaking easy that nobody wants to do them. They just kind of want to skip it. We have a 0 rating 424 Hunter. Yes, 0 rating is as low as it gets, so I'm gonna take him. We have a 0 rating 434 Rogue. Yeah, get in there. 158 rating Mistweaver Monk, 402 item level though. That's quite interesting. I mean, that's an extremely... Oh, I should have just invited them because they just canceled. Probably got invited to some other key. 785 rating tank is looking to do Galakrond's Fall. They probably want the trinket, but at that item level, they could probably go do something else. 0 rating healer, let's take them. I think I'm just gonna take this tank because honestly, like, I think I'll be waiting for quite a while if I don't, so I'm just gonna take them. So that is our group, a 406 item level healer. That's going to be interesting, but it's a +2, so who cares? It's basically like doing a normal dungeon, just different mechanics, I guess. So the only person that actually has score is our tank, which is reassuring. They're actually higher item level than I am. I'm surprised. I don't know why they're doing a +2, but let's see how it goes. Well, I just realized that I bought enchants, like plenty to spare, but I didn't buy any consumables. So I guess I'll do a ready check, and now you can see I'm missing all of my consumables, which is embarrassing, but oh well.
It's the series.
And how is that?
Your whole plan was to just like team up with a bunch of noobs and see how far you can go, and you're just the leader of the noob squad.
I wouldn't call them noobs. This could be just a bunch of alts. You know that mostly rating doesn't even start to show until like a few days after you've done some clears and stuff.
Yeah, with this 400 item level monk healer.
Yeah, 406. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Hey, they could watch this video. Don't make fun of them.
I am not.
Kind of sounds like it.
They're just tiny, okay?
Okay. All right, we're doing a very conservative, very safe pull. We're going to stun the tempo slice so the tank doesn't get punched in the face. We're going to kick this. I really don't want to use any of my bigger cooldowns on this. Okay, now this is a pull. This is more like it. We're going to blind this tempo slice, and we're going to drop all our cooldowns here. I don't have a kick available for this just yet. Somebody else seems to have kicked it. So far, so good. Things are falling over, much like I predicted them to. I can't Divine Storm both of these, so I'm just going to use Templar's Verdict. And I guess I use my Wake of Ashes to finish this off. Tank's having a bit of trouble holding aggro, but that could be because he just ran ahead. I'm going to target the Chrono Weaver so that I can interrupt it when it starts casting. There it is. We can interrupt it. One of the Time Slicers will start doing his thing. We have a stun for that. No, we don't. It's on cooldown. I lied. My apologies.
Liar, pants on fire.
You leave my pants alone.
Really?
You weren't saying that last night. Why did I give you a Texan accent? Is the real question.
What is it?
Who is Texas? Oh, we're getting a Bloodlust. Very nice. I'm going to step over by the side of the room. Tank's deciding to tank him in the middle, which is not ideal. Rogue is also just kind of standing there in the sand. Love to see it. Okay, let's see if we survive a set of swirlies. I know I can go soak, so I'm going to do so. I don't have another Divine Steed charge, so I'm hoping somebody else soaks that one. The hunter went in and soaked. That's very good. I'm holding my Wake of Ashes because I'm nervous and I'm trying not to die. But actually, would that even kill us? I'm just going to stand on top of this puddle and use my Absorb Shield so I don't take any damage, because this does no damage. Chronoshear coming through. Tank needs to be healed up and then dispelled. But if the boss dies before that happens, do they really need to get healed and dispelled? Okay, the healer is doing Ancient Teachings healing. That's good. The distribution looks about right. Ancient Teachings should be the vast majority of healing done by an Ancient Teachings build. I guess that depends on the build a little bit. This is the build I ran on my monk, so yeah, the distribution should be the way it is. There's no affixes, so this should be easy. Let's see what the tank decides to pull. I'm going to mark the tank with a square so I can see where he is, so don't run ahead of him for no reason. We're going to ignore this group of mobs that just spawned in. That's fine. I dropped all my stuff before the tank could really realistically get aggro, so that's on me. I have Chrono Burst. I'm trying to get away from people when it procs. There we go. It doesn't damage them. Right now, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could literally just stand there and kill everything because it's a +2, so the damage just isn't there. We're going to interrupt one of those Enervates because they kind of hurt. There's the Untwist coming through on the tank. I'm going to blind this Enervate. There's another one I have to stun. Infinite Bolt I don't care about. Another Enervate. Do I have a kick? I don't have a kick. It has to go through. Hopefully the healer handles it. So far, so good. Let's see if we pull the Anomaly and the Coalesce time. Again, it doesn't really matter, especially not on Tyrannical. +2. But yeah, you don't really want to do this pull. It's kind of rough. We'll see on Fortified weeks with newer tanks. I'm gonna run in this direction, use an Absorb Shield. The reason I'm running away is, ooh, okay, the frontal was also on me, but I don't think it reached because my Absorb Shield didn't even get broken. I got a full set of cooldowns. I think I'm just gonna keep them for the boss so I can blow up the boss, and I'm just gonna regularly zook these guys. I kind of don't even want to bother asking them to wait for the timer after the first boss so we can skip the dragon. Actually, let's try. Let's see if they get what I mean. I'm gonna stun this so the Enervate doesn't go through. Not that it matters because it would have died in the next global. Boss is activating in 5 seconds. Let's see how this goes. If people are going to stand in the slow zones when they have the debuff or not. Tank is in melee range. He's getting punched in the face. Good, that's his job. Waiting for the orbs to start coming out. I kind of overlapped my judgments there between the Divine Toll and my judgment. That's not something I should do because it wastes one of the greater judgment debuffs. Never a good thing. You want to maximize those. You don't want to waste any of them by overlapping with a judgment debuff while one is already active. Debuffs are coming out. One is on Flux or Hunter. Hunter seems to know what's going on. Healer is standing in the fast zone as well. That's very good. Nice. They handled it perfectly. I am surprised. Like, very positively surprised. Like, I was expecting to have to run through a slow-moving sand blast thingy. Cool. Ooh, 4 stacks of the debuff on the tank. Tank was taking the orbs to the face. I mean, the tank should really be saying this because I don't know if he wants to do the do it for percent. Then again, he didn't say we'd do any invis skips, so we don't need that percent probably. Let's see if anybody runs up. Okay, they get it. Somebody dropped a mark already. /pull 5. This person is going to mount up. And there we go, all together. I've given us Crusader Aura. Now we need to hug right, make sure we don't pull. If somebody pulls, they can just jump off. Nobody seems to have pulled. Hopefully that doesn't hit anyone. It didn't. Very good. Oh, the rogue is just sneaking past. Okay, well, at least one person made it through. 4 people made it through. Rogue is going to have to die and then release when we get through. The reason they have to wait for the release is so that they actually respawn over there. Yep, they already released, so that's on them, I guess. They could also stealth past it. I think it doesn't have true sight. Oh, but the rogue respawned here. Interesting. I guess the second you start going through the portal, it lets the person respawn there. I'm going to mark that. No, Tank's already in there, isn't he? No, he's not. We're going to bop our hunter that ran in. I'm going to accidentally pull this. I'm going to switch back to Retribution Aura and use all my cooldowns here. I have aggro on one of the dragons. That's okay. We have to kill that dragon either way because we have to run past it in order to get to the next set of dragons. I don't know where we're going at this point in time. I think we're just trying to make it more difficult for the healer to heal by dragging out of his Phaline Stomp, or Jade Fire Stomp, I should call it now. Seems we are doing one dragon at a time, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the tank's plan is. Okay, he charged the other dragon or jumped on it. I'm not sure. Wake of Ashes, this last group. The dragons should die pretty quickly because, again, it is a +2. Although I'd be interested in how this would go if it was like a +10 or something. Well, with this gear, I don't know if the healer could pull the HPS necessary for a +10, but we'd find out. People do the mechanics correctly. You don't need as much HPS, I guess. It's going to help the healer out with some off heals. We're going to drop all our stuff right on this, and then we'll probably have it again for the last phase. The rogue has the orb. The tank tank has the orb. The tank is standing in the slime. The rogue is also standing in the slime for some reason. We're going to heal up the rogue. Maybe now the rogue stops standing in the slime, that he doesn't have to be over there. Okay, tank has aggro. We're looking to see who will get the orb. It is on the healer. I'm going to immediately run over the healer because the healer is very, very squishy. I can hold this for a while. You don't need to take it off me. Okay, he's going to take it off me. He might need to juggle it again. Looking at the rogue to off heal. I'm going to take it off the tank and then put it back on the tank. Healer seems to be running. Oh, never mind. I wasn't paying attention to the percent. We were already in the next phase, so I didn't really need to juggle it. I just caused damage for no reason. Tank should be taking that guy over here because this guy is a turret and that guy will actually follow it. So I'm going to accidentally taunt that to force the tank to move over with it. There we go. Maybe he gets it now. It's on the hunter. Tank can take it off the hunter. I'll take it off the hunter with an absorb shield. I can hold it for a while. I'll put it on the tank when it gets into lower seconds. Hopefully nobody runs on top of me. Okay, I'm going to go and put it on the tank like so. And I'm hoping the boss will be dead by the time we're done with that. Tank juggled with the rogue accidentally, but that's fine. Rogue seems to be a bit lost in the sauce. Doesn't seem to know the mechanics of the bosses, but that's fine. He also doesn't seem to like mounting up. Oh, there we go. He did. I say that because I saw him run across the bridge with the dragon that we skipped without a mount. He just kind of ran into the dragon without even stealthing. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm standing at the wrong boss. Why are you calling me a noob? We're saying rogue skip. So we could actually use a shroud here. We need to pull more than just this though, because this is 7% according to my add-on, and we need almost 10%. So these next two might be enough to let us skip the rest of it. I'm going to switch back to Crusade, not off of Crusader Aura, back to Retribution. I didn't manage to kick that, but I didn't even have a kick available. So I needed a global, which I wouldn't have in time. No big deal though. Tank seems to want to pull though, because big zoog zoog, big number make big happy. Okay, so I'll press all my cooldowns and murder. Didn't have a kick, but the hunter has us covered. Hunter's doing quite well, I have to say. The hunter's doing the Lord's work. We don't seem to be interested in using the rogue skip, so may as well. I'm going to very quickly just run over there to activate the RP. I seem to have aggro, so that's not really great. Chronomelt is going through. I'm not going to be able to reach it. Tank taunted that thing off of me. That's good. I think I made a miss of this by running ahead because the tank wanted to keep going ahead after he saw me pull the mob off of him. But it worked out. We got the thingy thing done. I think that was a notification on my phone. I don't know if you heard that. Here's shut up, phone. I think my therapist is asking me to reschedule. That's fine. Okay, the rogue is straight up gonna die. He's running away. Well, I can't sack Chromie. I'm just gonna heal Chromie after she starts taking damage. That way she won't die. The reason I had to heal her there while she was taking damage is because I was worried that without the extra soak from the rogue, we're gonna give him a CR because we've got 3 of them available, it looks like. But yeah, without the soak from the rogue, I was worried that Chromie might go down. Healer's not healing Chromie, so I'm gonna pick up the slack over there. Thankfully, red paladin heals are kind of insane, so I have no issues doing that. Rogue is refusing to accept it. Okay, rogue accepted it. Let's heal him to full, make sure he survives if he gets hit by something. He's trying to go behind the boss so he can backstab. I respect it. Okay, both of those are over there. I guess I'll yeet a hammer at them, finish that off, and I'll use my cooldowns here. I don't know. I'm a little bit discombobulated from the rogue having just healed over. But the boss is going to the middle. I'm going to give the healer a sack because he's the squishiest of us all. He's keeping us all alive, though. That's good. That's good. And that's the boss fight done. So a +2 with basically everyone except for the tank at 0 rating, myself included. Pretty smooth, to be honest.
Nice heals.
Oh. Thanks, I guess. That's overall, I think, actually. Yes, it is. Oh, well, it was enough. It was all we needed. I got Accelerating Sandglass, which is actually really, really good for me. I'm going to use that to replace the Root of Fire. I think that's better. Is it? This is raw strength. Yeah, I'll just replace the Root of Fire. I don't feel like simming this. It's not really worth it. I'm going to replace this other one as soon as I can as well. What key did I get? I got a Murozond's Rise, so I'm literally just going to walk out and do Murozond's Rise because I need to do 4 runs. All right, we're forming a group for the Murozond's Rise. I have since gone and bought myself a bunch of consumables. I'll use those. 270 rating. See, it's showing me for Dawn of the Infinite Galakrond's Fall, even though I'm queued for a Rise, so that's kind of weird. Oh, they canceled. I guess I waited for too long. I don't know how long I can wait. That's the thing. Like, I'm not going to have many healers and tanks queuing up at any rate, so I'm not going to have much choice between them. So mostly just the DPS will be the lower rated players because I have to take the first tank or healer that comes by. They don't want to wait. Or 20 rating? But But they have a previous M plus score from season 2 of 2K. For DPS, I feel okay just waiting. Never mind.
They will come.
If you host it, they will come. I guess the whole point of this series is kind of hard to actually achieve. Like if I was a tank, there would be 100 people applying. Arch Pal, 558 rating. I don't know if I should invite them because I know I can still find like 0 rating people that are going to do +5s. I'll just wait a bit.
Maybe you should use those like looking to complete or what are those like that you can
completion, beat timer, and standard.
Completion. So all the noobs are like, okay, it's fine.
It's safe. Oh, but will anyone apply if I put that? You know what? Let's find out. Done editing. I don't know if that really shows up when somebody's searching for it, but we'll find out. 68 rating. That's the same rating as me. Yeah, I'm taking them. I can't expect anyone.
Touching your head is so soothing.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
You're not?
It's nice. For context, she is gently stroking the back of my head, my very bald head, but she likes the feeling of short hair, I guess. Is that it, or?
Yeah, it's a sensory thing.
Do you recognize this rogue? Sven! Let's go, Sven. We're gonna take Sven. We'll see how he does in a +5. I get the feeling I won't have 3 CRs by the end of the dungeon.
And now he knows. This is his like redemption arc. Like he's gonna be better.
I'm doing a rise now, not a fall, so we'll see.
But still, it was his first dungeon.
That's true. I mean, it was also my first dungeon, so you know.
First time for the both of you.
You never forget your first time. Okay. All right, getting people to apply now is the tricky bit. Sven didn't even recognize me. He didn't even say anything. Damn it, Sven.
He's scared.
He's anxious. Ooh, +5, you know, that's big. All of us have 68 rating. I guess that's the maximum amount you can get from a 3-starring a +2 is 68. So there's a bunch of people with 68 rating running around. Oh, what the hell? No, I'm going to decline them, and I want them to feel the pain of being declined from a +5. What the heck was that? Maybe he was looking for a 25? I don't know. He was 486? 486 with almost 3k rating.
Just goes to show that paladins have no brains.
For context, I'm giving her a really annoyed stare.
Just play your game. Let me rob you.
Girl. The back of my head. No, that doesn't make it better, does it?
I'm just rubbing the head.
Just the tip. Oh, god damn it. Well, there goes my monetization.
Sorry.
0 rating tank 417 item level. Top Kek Mao. Let's go. 1200 rated healer. These guys are going to be annoyed if I don't invite them. This healer's the healer alone could make this easy mode. Do I invite the healer? Yes or no, Danny?
Yes. You were already talking about the fact that you might just have to invite whoever applies first when it comes to healers and tanks because there's not so many options. So just click the green button.
Okay, clicking the green button as instructed by Danny. You heard it here, folks. Hopefully they accept it now. There we go. Well, we got a full group. The healer is an outlier. Healer could be considered the carry of this group, considering they're 1.2k rated, which obviously 1.2k rating is not a lot. Let's be real. But for the context of this series, it is quite a bit of rating for a +5. And they've also done a +18 Throne of the Tides. Now we're just waiting for the group to come over and we'll get started. Okie dokie. Well, we have our thingy things with the stuffy stuff. I'm going to put those over here. I also got drums, which turns out great because I don't actually have a bloodlust class in here, which is something I expect to happen more often as we keep inviting people that are lower rated. We're going to do a ready check. Everyone is ready. We're going to do a pull timer and we'll get started here in a second. I have all my buffs. Did I use? Yes, I did use. Very good. Let's see what the tank decides to pull. Tank decides to run in the wrong direction. That's always a good starting sign. I'm going to give the tank some movement speed so he can pull whatever it is he wants to pull. He's stopping here. I'm just going to drop all my cooldowns right off the bat because Paladin goes zook zook. See, this is what I was thinking about not running Truth's Wake because the pulls are too short, so Truth's Wake doesn't get to actually deal damage. I'm gonna kick this because it's an AoE. Instead of Truth's Wake, I was thinking about running Searing Light. Last dungeon I did do that. Searing Light did about 4% of my damage. I'm curious what kind of damage Truth's Wake is going to do in this run. As you can see right now, I used Truth's Wake and it was only active for a couple of seconds, which you could consider an error on my part, but I'm trying to make my cooldowns sync up, so not that much of an error. You're gonna interrupt this AoE cast, the corroding something or the other. I never catch what the actual spell name is. I just recognize the icon and then I go and kick it, trying to avoid that orb. This one that people are standing in again. Hopefully nobody gets hit by the return journey of that. Sentinel is up. I'm going to save my kick for the Sentinel. I'll use blind and stun to interrupt this. I'll use a stun on this. Never mind, somebody already did it. We're going to interrupt the Sentinel, make sure that it doesn't drag anyone to their death using Divine Toll. That should take care of the rest of these guys. Hopefully the tank pulls the Sentinel into the next group, although the Sentinel is going to die very quickly as well. With the Sentinel dead, Terry's going to start spawning in. He has a little bit of RP, so it's good to kill all the 3 big mobs and then go and kill an additional pack, because that way you can do something while you wait for the RP thing to go through. All right, so for this fight, what we want to do is we want to position in a way where if he targets us with the big frontal cone thing, it goes towards the outside, not towards the inside, because we have to go towards the inside to catch all the orbs from the siphon thingy thing. Tank seems to be more experienced than the rest, or I should say the rest of the group. I don't know how experienced the rest of the group is, but from what I can see, the tank seems to be relatively experienced. He knows where to position and what to do with the bosses, or not the bosses, the mini bosses is what I wanted to say. There we go. We baited this successfully. That's perfect. I'm standing all the way on the outside because I have no reason to be on the inside. Like I said, if we bait that big slam towards the inside, okay, tank's running out of the soak. That's interesting. The rogue is also running out of the soak. Swen, get in the soak, damn it. Okay, that's an interestingly baited slam. We're gonna have to reposition. Tank seems to be doing that. Absorb is coming through. Hopefully nobody gets knocked off the edge there. Seem to be good. Not much point in slamming that shield. I'm going to try and collect as many of these as possible. I'm looking at Swen's health and I'm a little nervous, so we're gonna grab that. I should be standing closer to the pillar so I can grab any straggler orbs. There's a couple of them, well, at least one of them went through because I saw the damage and the knockback. I'm going to use an absorb shield here. I got the spelled. Priest is not going to... Oh, he will go into the soak. That's good. Very good. Good job, Priest. And the boss is dead. Maybe should have held cooldowns there. Didn't really catch that the boss was dying so quickly. Now we'll see the real test of the tank. Does he pull the trash mobs down the stairs? He does not. It's not a big deal, obviously, because it's, first of all, it's tyrannical. Second of all, it's a +5. Who cares? But the reason you would do that, especially on fortified where it actually matters, is because these stairs give healers a bit of trouble with line of sight. You end up line of sighting the healer and the healer can't heal you, or certain AoE heals don't affect you because you're line of sighting the healer, and so on and so forth. So it can be a bit problematic. There, Danny, I dodged the swirly that gives me damage. I know you must be disappointed now. She's not saying anything. She's staying quiet. Oh, that's bullshit. You saw that. It didn't hit me.
It totally did.
That one did hit me, I will admit. Okay, let's see. Going in.
Number 1. Do not take balls to the face.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind as I run through here. Okay, I didn't have any sort of movement speed ability there. Usually I use something like a roll or a blink or something to help me out with that. And there we go, we made it through. Someone seems to be opening. Is that what it said? I'm not sure. And they also activated these so that they spawn in sooner. That's very good. No surprise there, the rogue is the one that didn't make it through. Didn't have much practice, so I understand. We're focusing the diversionist. The reason we focus the diversionist is because he does the big AoE that damages the entire group. So we want to make sure that we kill him first. So we're prioritizing him with damage. And we're gonna use... Is that funny? Is that funny to you? Oh, look, my bubble went off. I'm not sure why the bubble has gone off. It's so weird. Why didn't my bubble get used there? What's going on here? This is unusual. It's not unusual to be loved. But I think the rogue is still trying to go through. Sven, you can use the portal left of the door.
Oh, honey.
Seems to be having fun running through it, though, so maybe he doesn't want to. Kick the infinite burn, make it group up with the rest of these. Probably should have held my Wake of Ashes there, because now it's desynced. It's on a 20-second cooldown while the rest of my cooldowns are ready. Right now there's not much to hit here, so I'm not going to use my cooldowns. The anomaly should be dead quickly. I'm going to use a defensive because there's a bloom on me. Never mind, it died before it cast the bloom. Okay, my cooldowns are back and synced up. We're going to drop everything on the Rift Mage because it's the only thing that really survives long enough. And I used the Divine Storm for nothing. The only thing I really want to kick is the Infinite Burn because it's a big dot on a random player. I'm just going to run through, I guess. I don't have a kick for this one. I overlapped my Judgment debuff. That's bad. I'm focusing on a lot of things, so I'm not focusing on my rotation. It's one of those things, which is unfortunate. Sven is still struggling over there, it looks like. Oh no, he's caught up. Coming in strong.
He made it.
I always knew Sven had it in him. We're going to go ahead and pull the Rift Mage. We're hoping somebody kicks with a ranged kick. I'm going to kick this just to make the Rift Mage move over. Otherwise, the Rift Mage will not move. Somebody might kick this. Nope, I'm going to use a defensive because I've been hit by the... Never mind, the priest was quick to the spell. I like it. Picasso. Now we need to kill a bunch of these sand things to clear the sand over there. So we got to reach that spot. Tank is trying to lead it over here because that's the shortest distance. Priest made it through. We're going to taunt this off the priest. Is nobody hitting these, or is nobody doing damage? I can't tell. It looks like nobody's really doing damage. I'm gonna go ahead and hit these guys just to make sure we get a nice little clearing here. Are we going through this portal first? I don't know. I guess we are. So Morchi first. That's fine. Speaking of, we weren't speaking of drums, but I just realized I haven't used drums. I don't even have them key bound, so that's not great. Let's put them on Alt 4. No, Control 5. That's where I have it on my monks. I'm going to put it here as well. I think I'll use drums here on Morchi because Morchi is a bit of a shit show, even on a +5. I kind of don't want to use cooldowns here because I'll use drums. I'll just use Wake of Ashes because it's 30 seconds. Kicking Dizzying Sands, and that should be everything dead. And by the time I want to drop my cooldowns on Morchi, I will have Wake of Ashes up again. Very nice. I'm not going to use drums until she splits and we find her, because we'll be wasting time on the drums. Sandblast is on me. I used my shield because I ripped aggro by just hitting him. I didn't even use any cooldowns. I guess that's still a Demon Hunter issue. We're looking for the right one. It's square. We're jumping over there. Rogue might not be able to figure that out. The Demon Hunter isn't figuring it out either, but somehow he dodged it. We're going to use drums. And we're going to drop everything on Morchi. How did the Demon Hunter not get hit over there? I guess the arc isn't wide enough? I don't know. That was weird. I genuinely thought that the Demon Hunter was going to get hit, but we're making quick work of Morchi, which makes me happy. Now here come our clones. We're going to run over here. Make sure one of our clones gets trapped. Can I taunt the clone? The clone doesn't care about being taunted. We're going to stun this one because it's closer to this. More problems going through. We're looking for Morchi again. It's the green one. I have Wake of Ashes, so I'm going to use it after she turns out from her dragon think. Is it okay? She does keep the debuffs. We're going to lay on hands on Sven. He got trapped, it looks like, so we're going to give him freedom, and that's Morchi dead. Okay, it worked out. Sven is definitely having a hard time, but that tends to happen when you don't know what the heck goes on in a dungeon and you go do Mythic Plus. I'll use cooldowns here because we got a lot of traveling to do here in a second, so may as well use my cooldowns. I don't have a stun available for that, but I do have a kick for this. I think it's going to do Bombing Run. No, it's dead before it does Bombing Run. Bombing Run is really funny because you get to see which of the melee is paying attention because they're the ones that survive. Bombing Run does a lot of damage.
That was a lot of words.
You like my commentary?
Holy f***, that was a lot of words. That was like 5 minutes worth of words.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the DNV video experience where I don't shut up, which is mostly by the magic of editing because I do catch my breath every now and again.
Did you?
Sometimes, I think.
Oh, by the way, I think that this Sven guy is just like representing all of your future runs with people. Like, especially when you get into that like 15, 16s.
But hey, Sven's doing okay. Like, he's surviving most of it. I am helping him out a little bit, you know, with a lay on hands here, a thing there. And since we're pulling all of these, I may as well pull these so we don't stagger them. Have all my cooldowns like I said I would. I'm going to use all my defensives because these swirlies are basically unavoidable at this point. I'm going to use Blinding Light to interrupt all of them. Hopefully that makes them group up while they wait to recast. This thing is evading me somehow. I don't even know how. Oh, very nice. Thank you, combat text. That's very useful. Very useful information. I think that's from the Consecration trying to do damage. We're going to stun this because it's hitting me. But yeah, Sven's doing okay. He's learning the dungeons, and if you can't learn in 2s and 5s, then when the heck do you learn, right? Because you got to do Mythic Plus to get the Mythic Plus experience, right? Because the mechanics are actually different between Mythic Plus and just Mythic, especially in Dawn of the Infinite. Okay, that person is just kind of standing in it. We're looking to see if we need to bop them. We don't. Okay, that was very nice. That's another way to deal with it, I guess. I just learned something from this priest. That's awesome. The goblins are coming through. I'm just gonna I can't Wake of Ashes because it's on cooldown. Tab targeting in this fight is so annoying. Sven took the brunt of that. 3 stacks of the dot from the goblins. I'm gonna drop all my stuff on these guys because they're sturdy enough to actually be worth hitting with all my cooldowns. I won't have it for the boss, but I'm not too worried about this boss. I just have to make sure I switch over to the what's it called? The one that does the bleed. I forget what they're called for. Axe throwers. Yeah, I just need to make sure that I switch to axe throwers when they pop up, and he does for the horde or whatever. What the tank could do to make this a little easier for us would be to move a bit closer towards the inside, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to position these shockwaves shockwaves not like this, because we're trying to avoid the shockwaves hitting the mobs in the middle. When he hits the mobs in the middle with the shockwave, he kills them, and he gets stacks of this buff you see here. Okay, I didn't quickly enough react to him doing this because I was explaining something else, but we only got one serrated axe through. That's not a big deal. I don't know where the tank is going. Decapitate coming through. We're gonna sack the tank now. Make sure he doesn't go down. Should have used it before the decapitate, but I wasn't really paying attention. I'm looking now for the axe thrower. We're gonna stun the axe thrower. We don't want that serrated edge or whatever to go through. Oh, this might hurt. I used the defensive. Sven got caught by it. We'll heal him up. Decapitate coming through. Blade Storm on Lev. Lev's kind of just standing in it. I respect it. It's a +5. The damage isn't that bad. Okay, Axe Thrower is almost dead. We're going to just throw something at it to kill it. Tank is trying to group up the adds. I respect it. Boss is almost dead. We're just going to stay on the boss now. And there we go. Smooth. Can't expect too much trouble on a +5, I guess. Back to Crusader Aura. Now we only have one ranged, which is the Priest. I'm going to quickly type out Priest only ranged. They'll handle orb. There we go. So what I'm saying is the Priest will handle the orb on the last boss. Oh, Swen getting tossed around like a ragdoll. Well, bye. I will remember you. I think I activated the orb that killed him. I feel bad now. No, Sven. That was so dramatic. I like followed the camera following him. Anyway, the last boss does a move called Infinity Orb. It puts a circle on top of 2 players. It prefers ranged, but if there's no ranged, it'll put it on melee. If there's one ranged and the rest are melee, it'll put it on the ranged, and one will go on a random melee. It never goes on the tank though, unless there's nobody else alive. So what I'm saying is the priest will be the one that stands in the circle, and everyone else should get out of the circle. Why are we doing that? Because the orb that comes down in that circle, once it reaches the ground, it does damage and puts a debuff on the group. The debuff makes you take more damage from the orb. So if both of them go down at the same time, you take a lot of damage. Oh, I don't have a kick available. I just let that shield go through. Yeah, where did I stop with the explanation? Yeah, we're trying to avoid 2 orbs hitting the ground at the same time. So the way you stop them from hitting the ground at the same time is if you stand in the circle, the orbs travel down more slowly. So you always have one person that's going to keep standing in the circle. That's why in hierarchies, I will personally avoid inviting 2 people that are ranged. In this series, I don't have much of a choice. The priest says we're missing the rogue, but the rogue probably just doesn't know how to get here. Do we go back for the rogue, saving Private Sven?
It is what it is.
Oh no. Oh no. I think the tank is just gonna immediately pull, and I go grab. So okay, well we're pulling. I'm sorry, Sven. I tried to ask. I was busy explaining, so I didn't think about grabbing Sven. Oh well. We'll have Bloodlust for, or well, drums for the second part. The Demon Hunter is standing in the orb. Demon Hunter, okay, he figured it out, although I think it was too little too late because the orb is about to touch down. No, we got rid of the debuff. Yeah, you see this debuff, that's from the orb. We want to avoid getting 2 of them. One person has to stand in it, the other person has to get out. Okay, we killed the ad. Trying to make sure I avoid that frontal. It's very scary. There's a lot of damage even to the tank. Oh, not in a +5, but you get what I mean. This orb went on me. The priest is still standing in the other orb. Chronal burst on me. I got dispelled immediately. Ooh, moving out of that. Gonna use some movement speed to make sure I don't get hit by it. Wasn't being mindful of the tank's positioning, but I corrected for it. I need to get out of these. See, this one goes down super quick. This one goes down slowly. And that's perfect. Now we switch to these adds. I'm going to try and hit both of them with this. I wasted a judgment, but that's not a big deal. Trying to finish this guy off. Infinity Orb going through. Priest is in a good position. He can keep DPSing and doing his thing while also soaking the orb. Perfect. Now we're supposed to stack up. We're just going to follow the tank around. Hopefully the tank knows what he's doing. He seems to. Okay, he's trying to not take up too much space. The reason we're running around like that is because we want to make sure these zones don't drop anywhere where we're trying to go. The zones will drop on top of a player, so you can bait them in a way where you don't take up too much space. We're moving out of this one. That's going to hit. Again, on this key level, it doesn't matter. Both of the orbs could go through and we wouldn't even feel it. We're doing this with a person less, so you know it's not a big deal. Slightly messy tanking here. We should be running around along the edge of the arena, not standing in the middle of it, but I don't think it matters too much. Again, it's a +5. Boss should be going down quickly here because we have dragons helping us out.
You're in the orb.
I'm in the orb, thank you. Danny boss mods coming in strong yet again. We're gonna lay on hands on Lev. He was taking some damage. I was standing in the orb so long that we actually did get 2 stacks of the orb. That was my fault. I spent so much time talking about it, but in the end, I was the one that messed it up. Because I was talking about other stuff.
Noob.
I am. Definitely not noob. Casting Mess Res, but I don't think the rogue is here. I think the rogue's still running around trying to do something. I think I looted it and didn't get any loot. Thank you for the run. Sorry, Sven. And I'm going to leave party and move on. We still managed to 3-star it. That's pretty cool. That means I get a +8 key.
But little Swan.
Poor little Sven. Hopefully he gets a piece of loot as a consolation prize. Waycrest Manor. I'm interested in what a 0 rating tank would do in Waycrest Manor for pathing. This is going to be interesting. We have Afflicted. I can luckily take care of Afflicted all on my lonesome because when I Word of Glory them, Healing Hands will make it do a shit ton more healing because as you can see, Words of Glory's healing is increased by up to 100% based on the target's missing health. Afflicted have 1 health, so when I use my Word of Glory on them, it'll heal them for basically their full HP, especially if it crits. So I can dispel 1 because you can dispel Afflicted, and then I can heal the other and we're good. So nobody else really needs to do anything. I can take care of all of them so long as I am able to get some holy power. Otherwise I can also just Flash of Light, but we'll see if I think of that in the moment. Anyway, I'm going to take a short break and then we're going to do +8 Waycrest Manor. +8 Waycrest Manor. Let us see what we can dig up for a +8 Waycrest Manor.
Shit.
Dig up some shit?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think the players would appreciate you calling them shit. What the heck are you guys doing in a +8? No, go away.
See? Shit.
God damn it. People haven't applied for a long time, so I'm just going to invite this person. I'll give it like a little bit of time before I invite them, I guess, in case somebody with lower rating applies, just to make it fair for the challenge. Although I feel like this is going to be kind of the running theme of we kind of just invite whoever applies because we don't have anyone applying. Although I guess once we get the +9, we might get more people applying because they want to get the champion gear, and maybe even +11s because of the worm crests. +11s are the lowest key where you can get worm crests. +9s are the lowest key. Well, +9s are the lowest keys where you can get champion gear, so people do those two key levels specifically because they're easy while still giving you something you might need. We've got Albillion 417 item level with 460 rate. Never mind. Even he's not interested. I need to just invite people the second I see them because there's nobody interested in a +8 Waycrest Manor. I'm gonna add a fart noise to that when he leaves. So whoever applies, I'm inviting unless they're decked out. I don't want to get carried through this. Okay, well, I don't want to get carried by this person, so I'm going to decline the 2K rated person, but I'm going to take this healer. And now when we have a healer, we might have a bunch of other applicants available. As you can see, 486, we're just going to instantly decline. I'm going to say hey to our healer friend and hope that they didn't see me decline the 486 person that could have just made this run trivial. Now that we do have a healer, I'm going to give it a bit of time before I invite anyone. 1.2k rating is a lot more than I have, so 592. I guess I can invite that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 198 rating, juicy. I like how I'm getting excited when I see low rated players now. I think I'm going to take the first tank that applies unless they're decked out. That works. Yeah. Max my name, Lil. So we got Sven and we got Max. Let's see how Max does. He declined the invite. Disrespectful. This tank's kind of like, this is pretty high rating for a +8. Should I invite them? I'm gonna act like they declined. I feel like that's too high rated for low keys, like a +8.
Very pink and orange. Well, by the way, when you said that you're going to edit a fart sound, are you gonna like produce your own?
Yeah, so why do you think this microphone smells weird?
Home production farts.
Homegrown farts.
They're organic.
Free range, grass fed. Haven't even touched grass, let alone eaten grass. All right, we have a 495 rated tank. We're gonna take this tank because we've been waiting for a little while here. Okay. Oh, he's right here. Perfect.
Very pink, very orange.
Yes, it's perfect. Pink, orange, pink, orange, pink. Perfect. I just need Spither to realize that everyone's inside. So it doesn't... Oh, he did. Very good. Drink one of these, eat some food, drop a ready check, and we're pretty much good to go. As soon as people say they are ready. Everyone is ready. Very good. Do a pull timer. I'm just going to quickly mark Spither, make sure that I see where he's going. We're going to give him some movement speed while he gathers this group up. Going to help him out because he seems to want to gather all of these. So I'm just going to hit them because they're not very well linked together. Gonna blind here because I saw a lot of casts go off at the same time or ready to go off at the same time. I didn't want those hitting. Like if all of those were hitting the same target, that person was dead, even on a +8. I was gonna say +5, but it's +8 now. 2 mob pull, I respect it. I'm gonna kick the captain. That reduces damage taken by a significant amount, so we want to do that. Still haven't used divine toll, which is my bad, I guess. We have 2 of these bad boys. We've cleansed one. We're going to heal the other. I have a feeling I'll be doing all of the cleansing, even though we have 5 5 people who can do it, but that's okay. It's a +8, so people are still learning. They don't know how to deal with the affixes possibly, you know, stuff like that. We're gonna move out of the swirlies. I feel like this guy didn't. I'm hesitant to use any cooldowns here. We're gonna stun this so I don't have to cleanse it, so I can cleanse these guys over here, and one quick word of glory and it's all done. Like you saw, it didn't even crit and it healed everything to full, so quite easy for a red paladin to do this as long as they spec into that talent that increases word of glory healing when the target is low, or rather the lower it is. Okay, we got some kicks coming in from the rest of the paladin crew. It's always good to see. I'm going to be using drums here at the start of the pull right now, and I'm going to drop all of my stuff. There is no reason to Divine Storm here. The other sisters take so much less damage. How am I supposed to even say that? We're going to take care of these guys. Oh, I've been mind controlled. I don't like that. Beat me up, fellas. But yeah, the other sisters take so much less damage from you that it is absolutely useless to cleave them. So you just do your single target rotation on whoever it is you need to do it on. I'm going to step over to the side a little bit. I'm going to use my shield here. Probably should have used it sooner. I didn't think I managed to actually absorb anything with that. My cooldowns are a little bit desynced because I got mind controlled and I was also busy explaining something instead of just, you know, doing stuff. I'm going to heal Breckus because Jagged Nettles doesn't go away until you heal the target to, I think, 90 or 95% HP. So we want to make sure that we heal them immediately. We're going to switch to Sister Selena because at 50% each of the sisters switches, and then the next time they switch is when they're dead. So it's good to keep track of that in case you want to see whether it's worth using cooldowns on something or not. I'm going to cleanse one and we're going to heal the other. It looks like we are stuck on, whatchamacallit, Afflicted Duty. I also just wasted one of my judgments. Not exactly great, but not a big deal either. Another judgment is coming through from my Divine Resonance. Then I use my regular judgment. Now another one is going to come through from my Divine Resonance. And the boss is dead. And cleanse and heal. There we go. Lots of work as a paladin when it's Afflicted Week, if you care about that sort of thing. Also, the screaming you're hearing, that's my weak aura that tells me that there's afflicted that have spawned in. Not sure if we're pulling that group in the corner. That's them in the corner. Okay, I'm gonna pull it accidentally like you just saw. Gonna kick that soul volley so we don't take too much damage. Hopefully the tank moves everything out of the candles. Okay, they kind of sort of moved, so some of them are out of the candles. This is a little annoying. They're still sort of in the candles. There's a random bop coming through on Breckus. I'm not sure why. We're going to kick this. I didn't manage to... I wanted to stun that Spellbind because that actually silences. It silenced the healer. It's a little bit messy because I'm discombobulated because I saw the tank keeping them in the candle and that kind of wasted a bunch of my damage because a lot of it got lowered. I should have kicked that. See, I'm still discombobulated by it. At least I didn't have to take care of any afflicted in the middle of that. Let's give movement speed to the tank who is going to stand there and wait. Cool.
Is the kid a druid? Okay.
I don't know. Oh, that's actually a good question. They're doing 26k DPS. We're going to cleanse that. Afflicted coming in at some point. I'm going to try to stun that. There we go. I managed to stun it. Do I use cooldowns for this? I feel like I shouldn't use cooldowns for this. We're going to cleanse this. We have Afflicted coming through in a few seconds, but I will have a cleanse for it. I'm saving my cleanse for it. Oh, there's just one Afflicted, so I could have just healed that one, but that's okay. I really wish the tank would pull more than one enemy so that I could actually make use of my cooldowns, but yeah. I like that the rest of Druid wrote everything with a capital letter, but only the first letter. Was that like, instead of full caps, he went half caps? I don't know. All right, I'm dropping all of my cooldowns on this, and hopefully I survive, because I seem to be taking aggro. We're going to Blinding Light. I'm going to stun this. No, I'm not. I'm just going to bubble. Man, I'm just going to bubble. I'm scared. Hold me.
Okay.
She grabbed my head like it's a basketball or something. She's holding it. We're gonna heal this rested druid, make sure he doesn't fall over. Although there was nothing really that could hit him, so maybe I was wasting some holy power there. I'm just nervous. I don't want them to die. I don't want my buddy to die. So we're going straight into the boss. Healer is relatively high mana, so we should be fine. We'll see how the tank handles this, whether or not he decides to drag it into the fire. I do have a bop available in case we need to bop someone out. I know that I won't be using it on the feral druid. The feral druid is doing mysteriously low DPS. I don't know what their item level is. Maybe they're just extremely low item level. I'm going to use my cooldowns after the next cage so I can use that to break someone out of the cage. Soul Thorn's coming down. We're going to drop all our cooldowns. That takes care of the cage very quickly. We're standing in the fire. Hopefully the healer doesn't get killed by the ads. We're just looking to heal the healer. The healer can take care of the rest of us. I seem to have healing aggro, so I'm just going to step away. As you can see, these mobs are going after me, not the healer, because I did the most healing there, so I have healing aggro. This poor paladin keeps getting trapped by it. He just used bop on himself instead of using bubble on himself. He should use bubble and use bop on someone else to break them out, because you can't bubble someone else, but you can bop someone else. Hold on, I need to cleanse this. I was looking to heal the healer, but I didn't have enough holy power. I just used my human racial. I forgot about the human racial. So much stuff going on because I'm trying to help people out with their thing. There's a fire right on top of the boss. Somehow the boss isn't being affected by it. That's surprising. I guess it's just far enough away from him. I don't really want to use my cooldowns here. I'm just going to kill the boss instead of focusing on Breckus. There we go. I'll flash of light this. There we go. Healer is drinking. What is the healer using to heal? Rejuvenation did the most there. That's impressive. Or worrying. I don't know. I guess there wasn't much healing necessary because it's +8. I'll give the tank movement speed. The other red paladin is running in with the tank. I guess the tank wants us to join them over there. I'm just going to use Wake of Ashes. I'm not going to use the rest of my cooldowns because there's not enough mobs here to warrant me using the rest of my cooldowns. When there's a steward in the group, that's when I will use my cooldowns, which is probably going to translate into me never having to use my cooldowns. I mean, never. I'm not going to be using them for a long time. There's another one outside. This is such a pain in the ass. I wish someone of the 5 people, of the 4 other people, I should say, actually did something about the afflicted. But hey, that's why I picked paladin, so I can handle stuff like this. I'm gonna Wake of Ashes again because there's just 2 mobs. We're gonna kick that because it's a frontal cone. Okay, let's see what the tank does next. He's thinking about it. He pulled a pig. We have a steward. That means I will actually drop all of my cooldowns on this. Okay, we have these guys. They're inside over there. Ooh. Hope for the best here. Yeah, didn't get silenced. So the Afflictus is inside the room and we're line of sighting it, which means we're not in its line of sight. So when it goes off, when it finishes its cast, it won't actually affect anyone because we're out of line of sight. That's why I didn't run into the room to cleanse it. Giving movement speed to the tank. Hopefully nobody pulls the boss. Okay, we're fighting in the room with the boss, it looks like. That's interesting. We're gonna taunt this because the tank isn't. There's the doorbell. I'm gonna run through here. Hopefully that doesn't pull these guys. The doorbell? Did I say doorbell?
No.
What did I say?
I don't know.
I don't know. Some bell. Anyway. Oh, these guys. I'm gonna lay on hands because it's off the global cooldown. I didn't have time otherwise. Hopefully no one needs it in the boss pool, but we'll see. And if they do, I'll just CR them. I didn't want that haste debuff to go through. It would have made me look bad because I wasn't paying attention to it because I was talking about doorbells instead of actually just, you know. Okay, we got them again. Cleanse one. I pulled the boss. Did I?
No, you're
Someone. My group. I guess we're fighting the boss now. I went into melee range to make sure that he stops casting the big AoE that's killing everyone. Hopefully the tank remains in melee range. Breckus is just continually standing in a thing on the ground. I'm going to heal them before they get killed by that frontal that they're standing in. Okay, Breckus is having a hard time this run, and that's okay. But sometimes, you know, it's not your day. Maybe he's distracted. Maybe there's a really good show on Netflix. Who knows? Or maybe they're just new. You know, sometimes you're just new, you don't know any better. Although when you're dying constantly, you might consider moving. I'm gonna blind, that got stunned. I completely forgot about the ads, so we're gonna try and switch to the ads now. We're gonna stun this ad. Probably gonna be a few buffs on the boss. That's okay. I managed to kill them quickly enough because it's a low enough key. I have another set of cooldowns coming through. Breckus is taking a bunch of damage again. He seems to have a talent for running directly into the frontal instead of out of it. We're gonna heal the healer. Healer used the defensive after taking damage. That's always good. I'm standing in some shit, but I got out of it before it ticked the damage. Okay, boss should be going down soon. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay on the boss. Cleanse, heal, and boss dead. Very nice. We're gonna be missing percent at this rate. We need more percent. Before we go into the kitchen, we need more percent. So we need to kill these groups over here. Tank's kind of just sitting there waiting for the mana. Gotta pull these behind. Get 1%. There we go. Tank's listened to it. Kind of got to see through the window. I didn't know you could do that. Hold on. Can I do that again? Yeah, I'm looking out the window.
That's important.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna help out the tank, and I'm just gonna quickly pull these guys, and I'm quickly going to go over there and I'm gonna pull those guys. There we go. That should do it. And I'm gonna drop all my cooldowns here. We're gonna cleanse one and we're gonna heal the other. I gotta reposition so that I can do the stupid mouse over stuff. I didn't want to spend half an hour pulling these guys, so I just pulled it for the tank. Kind of a douche thing to do, but we're good on percent now. Okay, we got some maggots spawning in because we didn't interrupt the infest, but that's fine. Giving movement speed to the tank. My guy, please just keep moving. I'm gonna pull these guys back here because they're not linked for some reason, which is annoying. That annoys me when I tank, at least. I'm gonna use Divine Toll. My cooldowns are completely desynced and absolute mess, but it's fine. Breckus is being edged, so we gotta look out for his health. Luckily, it's a tyrannical +8, so we should be fine. So far, so good. We'll see how big of a pull we do here. I'm looking to interrupt the Coven Thorn Shaper, although maybe I shouldn't. But in the sense of if there's other things to interrupt, I should probably interrupt those. was like the, whatchamacallit, the Matron Alma cast, the volley or whatever. But it looks like we didn't pull Matron Alma with this. I was expecting to do so. So edge coming through is going on the other Paladin. Paladin's nice and beefy. I don't care about his health. He can do whatever he wants. These are 2 beefy mods, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my cooldowns here. Divine Toll, Wake of Ashes. Another edge coming through. It's on Breckus. Doesn't seem to be doing much damage. ¿Por qué no me sale no ni oro aunque sea? I don't know what that means, my guy. But I'm also curious, you know. ¿Por qué no duo damajo? Right. With the Matron Alma, we should have enough percent. I have a little circle on me, so I'm just going to step away a little bit. We want to kick that, but I don't have a kick available. Or did I? It just went on cooldown. I guess I just missed the kick. What happened there? That was weird. We're going to line of sight that, so we're just going to go downstairs. No habla. Well, I got most of my cooldowns available here. We're pulling absolutely everything. I think it's worth using cooldowns here. I should have used Lightning Light here. I'm going to kick the volley. Now we're standing in these... in the... You see this candle buff that the enemy has? That candle buff basically reduces their damage taken by 50%. And the tank isn't moving at all. We're also not interrupting enough to keep them moving, I think. So I guess it doesn't matter. And you cleanse that afflicted soul and continue beating the shit out of this lady. And there we go. I'm probably going to wait for mana again because the tank has a habit of doing that, which is good. That's a good habit to have. Okay, here we go. A bit of a desync issue with my Wake of Ashes and the rest of my cooldowns, but that's not a big deal. I'll just use it as I get it. This person is going to spread it to everyone else. I'm going to try and step away so that I don't do so. Breckus is also standing in the middle of the group. This person's standing in the middle of the group. Okay, I managed to cleanse it. I need to take care of the... Oh, I cleansed one, but I can't. I'm going to lay on hands it. I'm going to step away and cleanse myself in a second. Oh, that's a shit show. But I have all my cooldowns and they're synced up because I was too busy doing other shit. So they synced back up. Okay, Breckus having a bit of trouble avoiding those. This person is standing again on top of others. They keep standing on top of others. Okay, they stepped away. I'm going to cleanse them. I don't know why I'm freaking out about it. It barely does any damage on a +8, but still, I don't know. I'm a stickler for doing things as they should be done. Okay, the paladin is not realizing that he needs to step away from others when he has that debuff, so we can cleanse the paladin. I'm gonna put focus on Lady Waycrest so I can interrupt her with my focus interrupt macro while still targeting other boss. There we go. Took care of those 2 troublemakers. Hurting to lose my voice from all this commentating. Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna give movement speed to Epic. He's not moving. Okay, somehow by the grace of God, Breckus wasn't in that, so we're good. I'm going to cleanse these guys. I'm just going to have to Flash of Light this guy because I don't have any holy power left. And I had nothing to hit to gain holy power. I'm going to drop all my cooldowns here because it's a good opportunity to make use of them, I guess. You know, one thing I forgot to do after the end of the last dungeon was check how much damage my Wake of Ashes did. Like Truth's Wake dot talent. I guess I'll do that after this run, if I remember. Again, giving movement speed to the tank and we can get to the last boss. Oh, okay, he found the button. I don't think he used it a single other time. By the button, I mean Breckus found, or well, one of the druids found the roar that gives movement speed. The impeding roar. I'm gonna heal the other. I'm gonna stun this, and I'm gonna handle this because I don't trust anyone else to handle it. That's not a slight against them. It's just that they might not be aware of the mechanic because they don't seem to be aware of any other mechanic either. So... yeah, you know, it's a thing. I'm gonna hard switch to this thing because it's gonna stun someone and it's gonna hurt. I'm looking to cleanse one. I need to do some stuff first. And then I can heal the other one. I'm gonna destroy this. Death's Lance coming through. The tank actually stunned this. Or not the tank. I don't know. Maybe what was the tank? Maybe it was the other red paladin. I don't know. One of the other 2 paladins stunned it. Red essence coming through. We're going to destroy this before it comes through. Otherwise it resurrects it. That's what I'm doing with that fire thing, by the way. If you're not familiar with the dungeon. Getting ready for another set of cleanse and heal. There it is. Death Lens coming through. I'm going to stun it. Going to kill it. Going to drop the fire on it. Summoning another one, but I think he's dead before the next one. Okay, we got an interrupt there. That's good. I have another set of cooldowns coming up here, and that's it. Nice. Still a 3-star, so we got a +11 key now. I got a Splintered Spark. Not that I need it. Not really crafting anything yet. I think I'm going to hold off crafting until I have a bunch of, what are they called, aspect crests, so I don't have to spend as much gold.
Can you please show me your overall dispels?
Oh, okay. Dispels. Hold on. The dispels. Okay, Nature's Cure was used, but it wasn't... Not a single time was it used on the afflicted. Not a single time. You can see the targets of the druids, the spells, and none of them are afflicted soul. Mine are pretty much all afflicted soul. So 23 the spells, and about as many of them healed. I think a few times I had one, so I just dispelled one, and I didn't have a second one to heal. And one time I know I had to heal both of them because I just used the dispel.
Can you also show me the kitty cat's damage?
Yes, I will show you the kitty cat's damage. This is what it looks like.
It's not like I know any of the spells, but like...
Yeah, 30k DPS overall. I don't know what the person's DPS was. Hold on. Maybe I can find them with Copywriter IO URL. I think I remember inviting someone who was 417 item level, so that could be them. No, they're 458 item level, so I don't know how they did 30k DPS. They might be trying out Feral for the first time. But yeah, that's way less. For some reason they have Moonfire damage. I wouldn't be able to tell you how or why. They definitely have some improving to do. That's all, really. They could also do a bit less of that whole, you know, running into the frontal instead of out of it. That could help.
He was soaking.
He was soaking. Soaking his fur in the puke from the boss, I think, is what he was doing.
Well, maybe that's what he learned. Like, maybe the previous dungeon he was doing, there was a lot of things that you had to soak. And now he thinks that every ability that hurts needs to be soaked. So you might say that they're soaked.
I knew it was coming. I still can't believe you said it. Okay. Do I quack that or do I not? Like, I'm sure the viewer can understand what you meant by the feral druid being soaked. I think I'm gonna quack that. Anyway, a Darkheart Thicket. Let's see how that goes. In a little bit, I'd need to take a break. All right, we're gonna start recruiting for the Darkheart Thicket. Took a little bit of a break for like food and stuff. Also watched the first episode of this series. I had a good time. This is an interesting duo. Let's give it a little bit of time, because for an 11, I think we can get more applicants because they might want to do Wormcrest farms. Since, like I mentioned, at 11, you start getting Wormcrests, and people usually need a lot of Wormcrests, so they just kind of queue up for these because they're super easy to clear. Oh, now that's a big old squad. I don't want none of that. 486? What the heck are you looking for in an 11? Nah, I'm just going to decline them. I think I should just take this group. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's take them. The Hunter seems a bit more geared with his 1 HP, apparently. I don't know. We'll see what it actually is. We have a Bloodlust, at least, with the Hunter. And a stand buff from the Priest. That's kind of nice. 600 rating for an 11. That sounds about good. Yeah, I'll take them. I can't be too picky, honestly, because it just takes a long-ass time to even get anyone to apply. It's turning out a lot harder to do this as a DPS. If I was a tank, I would get a bunch of applicants, and it would be easy to pick, like, lower-rated people. But as a DPS, it's kind of troublesome. But I also kind of don't want to play another Protection Paladin after making a big video about a Protection Paladin. And also, if the tank knows what they're doing, they can make runs really, really safe, even with other new players. So that would feel like I have a bit too much control over what happens. Well, I have a choice between a 1.6 and 1k. I'm gonna go with the 1k and just make it snappy. Their name is Pasta. I like him. I like him already. So we have the group you can see on the screen right now, and we're going to do an 11 Darkheart Thicket. And here we go with Darkheart Thicket 11. I think I already showed the group, but yeah, this is what we're working with here. Not too bad of a group, honestly. It's hard to really be picky and pick low-rated players when there's not many people applying. Oh, the tank is okay. I guess the tank wants to be really, really safe. We're going to have to be this... Well, maybe he could taunt. There we go, he did it. But yeah, usually you pull this and the next group, and usually the bear as well. Screw it, I'll just drop my cooldowns. I think I'll use my cooldowns on cooldown instead of thinking about it too much, because the more I think about it, the less I'm going to use them, and then I'm just not going to get any use out of them, because the tank might not ever pull big enough for me to, you know, have a really good use of my cooldowns. But that's just how it would be sometimes. Gonna look to see if we can stun one of these. I'll stun this one that's closest to me, just so I can stay safe and keep DPSing on this spot. You have a couple of these guys coming up. Do I need to cleanse all of them? Okay, no, the healer healed it. That's fine. Healer might not have the talent necessary to cleanse them, because if I'm not mistaken, most healers by default only dispel magic, and then they have the talent into dispelling anything other than magic. So some healers can dispel diseases, some can dispel poison and disease, some can dispel curses, so on and so forth. So they need a talent into that. We have another one coming in. We'll take care of that. I'm only looking to kick the spare. I don't really care about the swirlies. If somebody else kicks the swirlies, that's great. I kick the spare because it's a healing debuff on the tank, and I don't want that to go through. Tank seems to be scared for his life plenty without that. Yep, tank is definitely one of the safest routes I've ever seen, but that's okay. I'd rather have a tank pull too little than too much, even though it doesn't feel as fun. Okay, this might be a little bit annoying because I just used my cleanse on that poison together with the healer. Oh, here we go. That's a body pull. I'm gonna give tank some movement speed. We're going to blind these. Tank moved over to them. That's good. That's the good right call. You move the melee to the range instead of trying to move the range towards the melee. I'm going to use all my cooldowns here because it's like 4 people or 4 enemies. That might be enough. I don't know. I mean, ideally I'd have 5 because then I get the maximum effectiveness out of my cleave, but can't pick and choose. We're just gonna heal that up so the healer doesn't have to worry about it. Let me just quickly check if the healer has the he does have improved detox. Okay, does the priest have the thing? I don't want to whisper the priest. I want to take a look at his talents. Oh, he doesn't have purified disease, so he's not paying attention to that. I just picked the starfall instead of despair, but that's okay. We don't really have a way to skip this other than using invis pots. The tank is not pulling these in order to not get too much over percent because we have to pull the bears. I'm going to run up to the wall there because that starts the RP for the wall dropping down, and then you can more quickly get to the boss after you're done killing the bears. Let's see. I'm going to CC this one. I don't know. That was probably not the right call. I should have CC'd the one that's closest to me. I'm going to drop all my cooldowns. These bears are kind of annoying. We managed to kill some of the nightmare abominations too. Everything I use a cooldown on that isn't a boss feels bad because it all dies so quickly, but oh well. Starting this boss. Hopefully the tank doesn't kill anyone with the frontals. I'm going to try and help with this, and I heal this up as well. Priest isn't being healed to full. We're going to do that for the healer. I just overlapped my judgments because I spent my holy power on healing rather than DPSing, so that mistake does tend to happen. So what the healer should be doing here is healing the target that gets the dot to full. That way the dot goes away. If you don't heal the target to full, the dot will never go away. Dot's back up into cleanse. Okay, that one got cleansed, but not by me. That's good. Frontal coming through. Healer should move. Okay, healer moved. Healer almost got clipped by that charge. It does seem like the healer is helping heal the priest. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Trying to kill all these ads. Gonna have to dip into the shit for a second there. That's okay. We're gonna cleanse one of these. Hopefully somebody cleanses the other. I don't want to have to use holy power here. Okay. Was I standing in front of that or did the tank move? I'm not sure. If I was standing in front of it, that's my bad. I was staring at the afflicted, trying to see whether or not I needed to actually do anything to it. I'm going to stay on the boss because the boss is almost dead. There we go. That was a nice ring of peace. Would have been cool if we had used it before, but oh well. Won't be able to dispel anything. We'll just heal this so the healer doesn't have to. I'm just going to drop my cooldowns. I don't like holding them too much. It just ends up being bad. I can cleanse this poison because there's not going to be an afflicted for a little while longer, long enough for me to get my cooldown back, so I don't have to worry about that. Because the WeakAuras down here is telling me while I'm in combat, it ticks down. Or rather, while anyone in the group is in combat, it ticks down. So right about now, we might get an afflicted. We did not get an afflicted, so that means we will get one once it reaches the end of the bar. We might get 2. Usually you get 2. It's much more rare that you get 1. That group is probably going to get pulled by the priest. Yes, like it just did. We're going to bop the priest to drop aggro from him. Okay, we're going to cleanse this. The other one got healed. It did not. I'm going to finish off healing it. It was almost full. It looked like it was full, so I think that's why the healer stopped healing it. I'm wasting a lot of damage looking at the afflicted because the group isn't really reacting to them all that much. But that's okay. As long as I take care of it, everything's fine. So I'll just prioritize taking care of it, and that'll be that. I'm just going to take care of it right away. I don't trust anymore. Standing on top of shrooms. Okay, we managed to move. We didn't trigger any of the shrooms. I'm going to switch to single target because the keeper is healing all the damage we're doing to the blossoms. There we go. Now the keeper is dead. We can finish off the blossoms and move on. Here, if you skip the whatchamacallits, if you skip the bear, you pull these blossoms that are behind there. I think that's like the best way to get the percentage you're missing. Looks like the tank heroic leapt over. It's going to pull the next group. Lots of small little pulls. I guess it's not that bad considering that it's tyrannical, so that's fine. I'm just going to use Wake of Ashes here because the next pull is probably going to be big with 5 targets, those being the nightmare thingies, creepers or whatever. This person is waiting for a res probably. I'll res them once this group is dead. I'm just going to spam the res. There we go. It's a race between me and the monk. I think I win because I was spamming it as we exited combat. And I have a good chunk of haste too, so tank is already getting ready to pull. That's going to turn out great for him. Oh, okay, he's okay. We're just gonna... okay. We're gonna stun that, I guess. Waiting for the second one to start casting, then I'll blinding light. I'm just gonna drop my cooldowns here. This feels really bad. We're gonna cleanse that afflicted soul. I don't have a kick coming up or anything. Okay, we got a shockwave from the tank. I have a kick coming up soon, but I won't be able to use it. Okay, I managed to interrupt that before it went off. When that channel finishes, the target of the channel gets feared. So you want to interrupt it before it ends. Ideally, you want to interrupt it right away because it does quite a bit of damage too. But there's only so much you can do. I'm gonna heal this up with the help of the monk. And we're ready for the boss. Let's see how the tank handles the boss. By using Heroic Throw. We're going to wait for all of our cooldowns to pop up. What I can do here to help out is actually use my Blessing of Freedom to remove the roots. The way you do that is when the strangling roots come out, you give yourself freedom. I'll give tank freedom too, because I can give 2 people freedom. And then you run over those. Running over them with freedom just activates them, but doesn't actually trap you because you have freedom. When you activate them, they start taking damage. So they just kind of die before he can cast Uproot and activate all the little rooty things. I'm not explaining this as well as I probably could or as smoothly as I could, and that's because I am a little busy trying to actually do the boss fight at the same time. Ideally, what I would do here is use my freedom after he does roots again. However, most of the time I don't manage to actually clear all of them, all of the roots. Ooh, I almost got thrown into another root by that knockback. But yeah, most of the time when this second one comes through, I'm not able to actually clear all the roots, and then he uproots and clears, like, there's still a bunch of these. And he's dead right as the uproot went through, so it doesn't matter. I have a full set of cooldowns. I'll just drop them on this thing. I like how this guy said freedom and over roots. Didn't catch that until just now. This is gonna get pulled. I think it didn't. I'm surprised. Bit of a doomer, aren't I? Blood assault coming through. I'm just gonna step away because the hitbox on that thing is really weird. Okay, there's these guys. I'm gonna try and melt them before they cause any real trouble. I'm not using my interrupts because I really only want to interrupt that thing. It turns them into one of these, so you really want to make sure you interrupt that. Tank seems to want to skip this one big guy, so we're gonna run ahead. Group is following suit. That's good. I really don't want to use my cooldowns here. I'm just waiting for the boss. These will fall over quickly enough, so I don't have to worry too much. And just getting ready to cleanse and heal, and we can get started. Very nice. I guess the hunter just doesn't want to use bloodlust, so I'm going to go ahead and use drums here. Maybe I should have used it on the last boss. I don't think it particularly matters. Now that I think about it, I probably should have used it for last boss, but whatever. I saw an opportunity to drum, and I drummed. We're going to give the priest a blessing of freedom because he's standing quite far away. Now at the end of downdraft, I'm going to stand far away still because I can maybe bait this big circle. Priest just baited it. We're going to cleanse one of those, and then we're going to heal the other one so that the healer doesn't have to stress about it. There's enough for him to heal here with his item level. This could be pretty challenging. We're again going to stand here at the edge. I'm going to stand right next to this one so that if it goes on me, it's not an issue, or if Shaking Roar coming through it was on me, that's a good bait. I am, after all, a master baiter. I have all my cooldowns, but the boss is about to fall over, so I don't feel the need to use my cooldowns. There we go.
Are you though?
Am I what?
The master baiter?
I am. I masterfully baited that. What do you mean? Okay, this is one instance where I'm actually happy that the tank is not going to pull everything. A lot of tanks try to pull this group into the next group, and honestly, unless you're a demon hunter, just don't. Just save yourself the trouble and don't. Oh, that was a good knock by the healer. It interrupted one of the Drekens Feuerwichtel. That's horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize to all my German viewers or anyone, any German speaking person watching this. The reason I said it was because in a recent video, somebody had this interrupted blah blah thing, but they had the German client, so it said it in German and it was freaking hilarious. Here we're going to look to dispel the disease once all of these are on cooldown. So there's one, all of them have been used. I can cleanse it now. There's 3 stacks that we cleansed. It's really good to cleanse that because what you can do is basically make the mobs squishier, because that's a leeching disease. All the damage that the disease does will heal the enemies. So you want to make sure you cleanse that because they get unnaturally tanky from having that heal source, because it heals quite a lot, especially on fortified. Unfortified, those can get pretty tanky if you don't dispel it. Here I was looking for an interrupt on either the curse or one of the imps. I have blinds available. I'm going to use blind to stop that. Need to dispel these, and I'm going to heal the other one. Never mind, it got healed, so I can use my holy power for damage. That's very good. Just the dead eye left, and now the dead eye is dead. We don't have drums. We would use drums at 50%. I don't know if that's even necessary. I'm just going to hold for just a little bit. Actually, I don't think that's necessary. I was going to say I'm going to hold for Wake of Ashes, but I don't need to do that. Okay, you saw me use my judgment a little bit late there, and that's because I was waiting for the Divine Toll judgments to go through. I'm going to cleanse that. That way I can get more of the, whatchamacallit, judgment debuffs out. So this priest is standing all the way in the back. Ideally, when you get that fear, you're supposed to stand on top of the tank, because the tank can't get the fear. We're going to heal, help with some off heals here, because that drain thing does quite a bit of damage, and the healer hasn't really shown that he can do a lot of damage or a lot of healing. I gave sack to the priest and I used my shield. I knew that the shield wouldn't even be broken by the AoE, so I figured I'd just give someone sack. That way I get more damage on myself, because I want the shield to take as much damage as possible. I'm going to go ahead and stand on the tank, trying to follow the tank as he moves out of the swirlies, off healing the priest who seems to have stood in a swirly. Okay, there's 2 afflicted. We're gonna heal them and cleanse them and all that good stuff. I'm gonna use a defensive here because I'm getting sucked to death. Sounds like a good way to go, but that is the plus 11. It was a better group than I expected it to be. Crit Mastery Ring, not too shabby actually. I kind of like it. I think I'll replace the Band of New Beginnings with it, maybe. No, it's got Haste Burst though, so I don't know. At any rate, I can't really trade it to anyone. Yeah, the warrior asked me if I needed the ring. I do. Well, I don't really need it, but I can't trade it because it's 7 item levels higher than my highest item level, whatchamacallit, ring. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I feel like we did pretty well. Nothing was really scary. I was a little bit worried with the item level of the healer that we might not have the oomph needed for it. Actually, he's 437. Why do I keep thinking people have like 410, 415 item level? I guess I'm just misremembering. I do remember inviting someone who was 417 at some point. I can't remember which run that was, but I thought the healer had 417 item level, not 437. Okay. Surprisingly low healing for that kind of item level, but they probably just thought I don't need to heal as much. And they were right. We got through just fine. Thank you for the run. I'm gonna peace out. And now we get to turn in the quest and see what we get. What hero piece or heroic gear piece we get from the chest. Wish me luck, babe.
Good luck.
We get a cloak with crit and mastery, high mastery, low crit. That's, oh well, it's item level. More item level is always good. Let's enchant it and slap it on our back. Cloak, graceful avoidance. I mean, 98 strength and 500 stamina is not bad. Well, 498 stamina, but you get what I mean. That's an item level upgrade. We're now at 454 item level. Let me quickly hide the cloak because ew, cloaks. I don't like wearing cloaks. Very cool. Not bad for my first day doing M+. What do you think, babe? How'd I do?
You did well.
How do you feel about this last group in the 11? I feel like people were doing fine.
Yeah?
I didn't notice anything too wrong. They clearly understood the tactics in pretty much all of the boss fights.
Yeah, I mean, this was way better than your previous few dungeons. But I do think that you still, like, have to do an awful lot. I don't think that the group is equally participating. For example, interrupts. Well, interrupts were there.
Yeah, I mean, the interrupts were there. The priest didn't use a single one and the hunter didn't use a single one, but I don't think there is all that much to kick.
Not in the HT, to be honest.
Although we were kind of struggling with the kicks on the 5 mobs before the tree boss, and that's when we could have used a silence or a kick from the hunter. The fight was long enough for the hunter to kick twice, I believe, so we really could have used some help there. Although, that being said, they might have tried to use it but got overlapped with someone else, or there was CC right as they used it or something, so maybe it's not just not showing up. Oh, I should check the spells, shouldn't I? I think the monk didn't dispel much, and the priest couldn't dispel because they don't have the disease talent.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, 2 afflicted soul dispels, although they did try to heal it whenever they saw them. I did notice that. Because if we check the healing done, they have a good chunk, 1.44 million on afflicted souls. That being said, I probably have a good chunk on afflicted souls as well. I have 500k, so they healed a lot more than I did because they didn't, I guess they didn't know that they can just dispel them. Or maybe they had, no, I can't say that. I was going to say maybe they just dispelled something from someone so they didn't have it on cooldown, but there's really not that much to dispel. Early on, yes, with the spares, but later on, not so much. At any rate, hopefully they learned they can dispel that, because they did dispel it a few times. Because I noticed that there are people that don't know that you can dispel them. They just think they need to be healed to full, so they think of it as a healer affix, and then they don't even talent into the talent necessary for it. But in Waycrest Manor, it was definitely not affix, because it was I was the only one doing anything about it. Oh well. At any rate, I'm having fun. I like dealing with afflicted. It adds a nice challenge, but then I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of DPS because I spend a lot of holy power in the middle of like cooldowns and stuff on healing afflicted instead of putting it into damage. And another issue that I run into is my cooldowns desync. I don't use my Wake of Ashes 30 seconds after I use my Final Reckoning, and then when my Final Reckoning is up again along with Wings, I don't have my Wake of Ashes ready, and that kind of desync is really annoying. But oh well, it all works out. I still blast. I feel like I've been blasting, but that's because Red Paladin is just kind of busted, and I'm usually out gearing people in the runs as well, so yeah. Anyway, this long conversation is now over, so I think that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replies to their comments, and they get nice little shoutouts like Dominic got today. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.